guys? Sports Dude here, and we are back again today for the Sports Dudes podcast episode number 14, guys. You're going to be seeing this video, guys, coming up on, I believe this will be on Sunday. Of course, I'll be currently on vacation out of town right here. So, I'll be seeing this video for you guys again here today with the podcast, episode number 14. We're going to be breaking down all the stuff that happened in the NBA draft, like I mentioned in last episode. I'll break all this stuff down for you today, and I'll talk about the top 5 receivers in the NFL and one news topic for you today. So not really the longest of the Sports Dude podcast episodes. This one should be relatively more of a shorter one. Quick, simple, and easy to the point for you. So some just good quality content, and of course, into this one, definitely. So, but first things first, a quick news topic as well. I've not started my MLB 16 or so franchise quite yet. I will be doing so soon here. I'm maybe starting to have a little bit of second thoughts on the Rangers franchise. May have to look into another team here, but definitely though would like to get one out. I'd like to really produce one. Just gotta find that perfect team that's gonna fit for me. Hopefully that would come soon. I'd like to have that one come out for you guys. I really would. So without further ado, though, I'm not gonna break down the whole NBA draft because that would be kind of insane to kind of just get all of those in there, to be perfectly honest. But I think I can upload, I don't upload, but at least I can get down at least the first 5 picks for you, 5-6 picks, kind of break all those down for you. Those are really the ones that I really kind of break down. Not going to go all the way in depth. I didn't really feel like doing that much for you. So first things first, though, the number 1 overall pick is Philadelphia 76ers selected Ben Simmons out of LSU. Look for the 76ers here to really have a nice pick here with Joel Embiid in 2014, Jahlil Okafor in 2015, and now 2016 with Ben Simmons. They've been having all these top lottery picks now, have been rebuilding for quite a while now since they moved on from guys like Andre Iguodala are gone, Michael Carter-Williams are gone, Thaddeus Young are gone. Look for finally, I think, for the 76ers to start maybe having a little bit more wins than they've been used to. They've really struggled lately. Here, I just hit my mic. They've been really struggling, so I think Ben Simmons will be one of those guys who really can push them over the edge, start to have some, maybe a good season here, a decent season. Not looking like for them to be, championship contender, but at least for them to continue to progress along. And they have all these young stars here. If Embiid comes back, and if Okafor had a nice year last year as well, who continues to grow, Ben Simmons as well, I think will have a nice rebound. Look for the 76ers to finally start to show some signs of actually progressing along. Second overall pick goes to the Lakers, of course, moving on from Kobe Bryant, and they take Brandon Ingram. So with the loss of Kobe, look for Ingram to really step up. He's a small forward. Kobe plays shooting guard, but this will be similar. Ingram, big tall guy. I think will have a nice career for the Lakers. Of course, I think he could do well with the dynamic of D'Angelo Russell. Russell is one of the main stars they have down there. Ingram can provide a nice fit as well. I believe they still have Julius Randle too, if I'm not mistaken. So he could be another fit as well. Lakers starting to rebuild post-Kobe era here, so look for maybe Ingram to provide a little bit of spark for them. Third overall pick, Jalen Brown goes to the Boston Celtics. Look for him to play alongside Avery Bradley. Avery Bradley, one of the bright stars for the Celtics right now, along with guys like Jared Sullinger, who's not playing as bad. Isaiah Thomas, too. So Jalen Brown, look for him to have a nice Celtics career as well. I think all these picks really weren't surprising. One pick here coming up, though, I think it's going to be a nice pick for him. And this one right here, Dragon Bender here for the Phoenix Suns goes 4th overall. He already is a big man, 7'1", I believe, maybe 7'2". They already have a big man, Alex Len, I believe, who they drafted last season. He was their center. So now with Bender being their power forward, it's going to put 2 guys over 7 feet tall. That's 7 feet tall. That's pretty nice. Nice dynamic there. Should grab tons of rebounds and making the Suns more of a threat and a contender once they continue to rebuild and continue to get better as well. So look for that to be maybe an interesting pick there. If both guys continue to evolve and get better. And the number 5th pick, I was kind of want to break down for you guys today, was Chris Dunn, point guard out of Providence, going to the Minnesota Timberwolves here. There were some rumblings about the trades. I heard, about Jimmy Butler going to the Bulls and then trading, Wiggin, whatever. It's all this stuff between these trading picks and all that stuff during the draft. And, not really surprised. It took Chris Dunn here, really, and could be a really good pick for them. Could make their backcourt one of the best in the NBA. You already have a guy like a Karl Anthony Towns. You already have a guy like an Andrew Wiggins. Now you added Chris Dunn in there. This could be really good for the Timberwolves. I think really could push them over the edge as well to really now become a good elite contender. Anthony Towns has been a marvelous player for them. Wiggins obviously is turning out to be great. And now you have Chris Dunn. 3 great lottery picks, I might add. And all 3 of those guys could have a nice career together. 3 pretty solid young kids. If they continue, like I said, progress along, not get injured, all that stuff, they could become a nice contender for the Timberwolves as well. Kind of bring them back or bring them to where they want to be. So that's basically the NBA draft in a nutshell. Just simple 5 picks for you guys. I don't want to break down so much. There's so much kind of happened. But really, the picks that really mattered, of course, number 1, Ben Simmons. I really didn't know so much about this draft, besides kind of knowing about Ben Simmons and just kind of knowing a few players here and there. But that's basically the big news topics I kind of want to talk about. Of course, I mentioned a few of the draft, or a few of the trades that were kind of going on last episode as well. So very intriguing draft, definitely, with all in all. So, of course, now another news topic here, UFC one, of course, is CM Punk is finally going to fight in UFC 203 against Mickey Gall. I believe this is going to be in September. Should be very interesting to see if CM Punk can actually make the successful jump from WWE to UFC and have a successful career. Should be very interesting to find out. That will be in September. So there's your news topic for the evening here. And simply put, this is going to be the last topic of the episode today. Is my question here. The question we had was, who are the top 5 receivers in the NFL? So simply put here, I will break it down for you. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 guys. I'll break it down. 2 guys here that I don't think made the cut, but are very close to the cut of the top 5. So starting off here with Jordy Nelson, coming at number 7. Jordy Nelson, obviously a great receiver. Got injured all of last season, did not play alongside his counterpart in Randall Cobb, didn't give Aaron Rodgers his elite target. With Nelson back, look for his numbers to come back to where he was, stays healthy again. Rodgers obviously had a down year as well, probably because of no Nelson. To be perfectly honest, Nelson really is the main target for him. Cobb really struggled last season, so do guys like Devontae Adams too. So I think if the Packers coming back with Nelson, that can open up Cobb for more opportunities as he's playing the weaker cornerback, should you say that. So I give Nelson the 7th spot. I think he's going to have a nice season, and he's one of the best route runners in the game. Coming at number 6 here would be DeAndre Hopkins. Not going to have the most elite quarterback in the world, Brock Osweiler, but a guy who had an unbelievable season last year, and he was playing with guys like Brian Hoyer. I mean, that's simply put. Hopkins had an unbelievable season in fantasy numbers, and of course he transitioned into the NFL season. He really just broke out, had an unbelievable year, finally showing what he can really do. The Clemson standout, I think, really can bring a unique presence to the Texans. They need stars, obviously, to continue to rise in that AFC South. Hopkins is going to bring that to him. That's why he comes in as my 6th best receiver. Athleticism, unbelievable, great receiver. I really like him. Young guy too, definitely can become one of the best. It's definitely easy to choose. Not really easy because you had Kelvin Johnson on this list. I would say this probably last year, but of course he retires, so it makes for some new opportunities for some different guys. Coming at number 5, though, will be Dez Bryant, as we actually officially start this list. Now, Dez Bryant, like I mentioned him in the last episode talking about the Dallas Cowboys, is very interesting. Talk about Bryant, of course. He's had some injuries in the past with a little bit of thumb problems and some other stuff, but he does continue to put up big numbers. Obviously, Tony Romo's number 1 target. Through thick and thin, he's the guy. Dez Bryant, great receivers also. I think look for him, though, to have a nice year as well. I put him at number 5, but I put this man here at number 4 because of one simple reason. That man who is number 4 is A.J. Green. A.J. Green, though, what makes him different than Dez Bryant is A.J. Green's got a better quarterback to throw it to him, simply. And he gets more targets, and he gets more receptions. It's simple. I like Andy Dalton over Tony Romo for a few reasons. Well, Andy Dalton's pretty much better, and Bengals have had a better track record with him as quarterback than Romo, but I like A.J. Green for a lot of different reasons. He's still a young guy, and I think he's just one of the best receivers in the NFL. He's a quiet guy, just does his job. He comes in, he makes unbelievable plays. One of the best. Look for him to have another nice season. I always like to pick him in fantasy. He's a very consistent kind of guy. Doesn't really get injured, and stays healthy and puts up big numbers. Very easy to put up good success with that. Good track record, good stats for him as well. So I like A.J. Green. one of my favorite receivers in the NFL. Coming in number 3 is Odell Beckham Jr. I talked about him a few times before. Of course, the guy broke out, unbelievable catches before. He is an elite athlete, an unbelievable receiver in terms of the way he, the unbelievable hands, too. The way he can go up and grab and snag those balls out of the air is truly, unbelievable. So look for Odell Beckham to have another nice year. It all depends, though. He's got Eli Manning behind the realm. He's that quarterback. Eli can struggle. That's what makes it a little rough, but still a great receiver. Still will put up big numbers. I was maybe looking for a sophomore slump for him this past season, but no, he still had a nice season. Not the season he had prior, but still put up big numbers, which was good for the Giants fans and Beckham fans as well. But look for Odell Beckham to have a nice year, and he comes in as my number 3 best receiver in the NFL. Coming number 2 here, tough one between 1 and 2, but 2 guys that you really wouldn't think, but are really, really good. And number 2 is Julio Jones. Julio Jones is one of those receivers who's pretty underrated. He plays for the Atlanta Falcons. He's got Matt Ryan as a quarterback, who's kind of up and down as a quarterback, sometimes good, sometimes not. But Julio Jones is a freak athlete. I mean, you just look at him. He is insane what he can do. One of the best receivers in the NFL. There's really nothing to explain about him. He's fast. He can route run. He's got good hands. Julio Jones is one of the best receivers in the NFL. This one's a tough one between him and number 1, but Julio is really good, though. I really do believe he's one of the best, in my opinion. And before I speak about number 1 real quick, there's a couple other guys I could have named on this list, but to keep it kind of short and sweet for you guys, I wanted just to kind of show you, who the best going to answer your questions here. So that's basically what I wanted to do. And coming at number 1 is Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown, the numbers he put up, he had 4 touchdowns in a couple of games, something like that. He was going through an unbelievable stretch with Roethlisberger. Easily Roethlisberger's number 1 target, bar none. No one's taking that away from him. I love Antonio Brown, the way he's been playing. It's been unbelievable. The Steelers have some good players. You got Le'Veon Bell and you got Antonio Brown. Very dynamic duo right there. Very good dynamic duo that they have, and they should cherish that. Look for Antonio Brown to have another beast season. I think he's the number 1 rated ESPN receiver, to be honest, in fantasy football again. So another great choice. I would select him definitely because he's just that good. He puts up huge numbers, and he's been doing that now for the past 3-4 seasons. So I think he's one of the best and probably the best receivers in the NFL, in my opinion. It's tough to say because there's so many good ones, but Antonio Brown puts up so many great numbers that's tough to say anybody else but him. So that is going to wrap it up for episode number 14 of the Sports Dudes podcast. Hope you guys enjoy. As always, drop a like down below. So now you can feed in some more questions, do any topics you want to talk about, pop in the comment section down below. That would be terrific, so I can answer them in future Sports Dude podcast videos. That's one of the goals right there. Next episode number 15, I will break down a new division starting off with 2 new teams. Don't know which division yet, but I'll have to figure it out. Probably the NFC side of things. I've been kind of keeping with that track record, kind of continue doing that once again. So, really don't know, though. Maybe the NFC North would maybe be an option. I've kind of got the East, kind of got the West, maybe the South too. We'll see. Nevertheless, guys, hope you guys enjoy. Have a great day as always, and I'll talk to you guys later. Take care, guys.